You have this.
All right, so today what we're going to be going over, you guys, is all about nutrition and meal prepping. So one of the things, do me a favor and type your goal in the chat. Like, what is your goal that you would like to achieve in the month of February? Type it in the chat for me so that we can see. Because y'all see that cabinet right there though? Look at all those products. Clearly we use the Herbalife products a whole lot. But type what are some of your goals? Lose 5 pounds before my birthday for Giovanna.
Okay.
Gain, Myra. How much would you like to gain? Type it in the chat. Specifics. We got to get super specific. Okay. Type it in the chat. What are some of your guys' goals? Tighten the waistline. I'm with you, girl. I'm with you on that one. So the biggest thing to your results is going to be your nutrition. 80% of your results is going to come from what it is that you're eating. And that is going to be the biggest difference maker. Like, you can work out, you can go to the gym, you can do all sorts of cardio, but if you're not eating according to your goals, it's going to be tough for you to achieve any kind of result. And if you're not meal prepping, it's going to make it that much more challenging for you to stay on track with your goals, right? And the reason I say this is because I remember there was a point in time, right, where I didn't meal prep, where I didn't know much about nutrition. And so I always just ate out. And one of the things that you have to keep in mind when you're eating out is that even if you're ordering, let's say, something that may look healthy, it's still more than likely going to be cooked in oils that have a lot of calories.
Heavy oils.
And let me show you what that looks like. Okay.
I'm getting some of this.
So for example, right, we have this olive oil. Now, of course, if I were to put this olive oil in the pan and start to cook the chicken, it's going to brown and it's going to cook so freaking delicious, right? It adds this extra flavor, but I'm not going to cook with this. This is just like, I've literally had this oil for quite some time. I use it more so whenever I'm cooking for a treat meal, right? And the reason why I don't cook with this every single day is because if I turn this around and I look at the calories, for 1 tablespoon, 120 calories. So if you are trying to tighten up your waist, if you are trying to lose weight, if you're trying to tone up, if you're trying to have more of that muscle show up, right? We have to be mindful of what it is that we're fueling our bodies with, right? And that's why meal prepping is going to be key. And then let me show you another oil. If you see, this is a spray oil, right? It's extra virgin olive oil, but this one is 0 calories. So therefore, whenever I'm meal prepping throughout the week, I'm using a 0 calorie spray so that I'm not consuming my calories in this oil. And then at the end, I'm like, why am I not seeing the results? Because there could be a lot of hidden calories in things like oils, right? And things like dressing. I know a lot of the times too, whenever we want to go on a new healthier way of eating, we can automatically start to think of, I'm just going to have more salads. I'm going to eat more salads. You can eat a salad and that salad could still be 1,200 calories, right? You could eat a salad, that thing could have even 1,500 calories. And that's a lot of calories. And you may be thinking like, well, it's a salad. No, it's hidden in the dressing. All those calories are hidden in the dressing, and it has whole lot of calories in that dressing, but it also has a lot of fat. And then you're not getting an actual balanced meal, right? One thing to always keep in mind is that carbs are not the enemy. Even if you're trying to lose weight, even if you're trying to get like smaller around the waistline, right? You also want to still incorporate carbs. So today we're going to show you that we have 2 types of carbs going into our meal prep, right? So my first carb that I'm going to show you, it almost looks like Mexican rice, y'all, but it's not Mexican rice. I'm going to tell you why it looks like this. And it's because, where are you? Here you are. I prepped my rice earlier. So one of the things that we do about 3 cups of dried rice with the water. You follow the serving, and literally that will last us, I want to say, about 3 to 4 days, right, of jasmine rice. And I have jasmine rice for my lunch, And it looks like this right now. You see it looks orangey, okay? And the reason why it looks like it's Mexican rice, but it's not, it's because I use this sauce, this chili garlic sauce. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that I am obsessed with this right now. And this just adds more flavor to your food. And if we look at the back, guess how many calories it has? Take a guess, put it in the chat. 15, okay. 50, Darylyn got it right. It's a 0 calorie. Okay, so again, and I could have been like, oh, I want to add something to make it taste better. But again, I'm gonna look at the back because I'm trying to have a small waist. I'm trying to have some ab definition. Oh, there you go, you guys can see it, right? You see it, and that comes from being mindful of what it is that I'm eating. So this is gonna be my rice. Aubrey's doing his over here, his thing by himself.
Yep, so I got some
Red
potatoes. So I just cut them up.
Here, can we
and
show
then
them?
cut them up and saute them in the pan with some seasoning. I love red potatoes because they're a high fiber carb. So, right, not all carbs are created equal, right? Like a bite of red potatoes will have less calories than a bite of rice. Now, both are good, but you want to, if you're like, hey, weight loss is my total focus right now. It's like fast paced. More red potatoes in your diet is going to help you.
Or even if you find yourself that you feel more hungrier,
Yes,
opt for red potatoes.
It's
For me,
fill you up.
I personally love rice. I am Hispanic, so I could eat rice with like everything, with every meal. And I just love rice. Aubrey, on the other hand, likes the
No, I love rice too. It's just that for me, I spend my carbs in different ways. So I might have some.
So he's probably gonna have,
So if you didn't know, fruit does have calories and it does have sugars, right? So sometimes I like, right, maybe some strawberries, or I love some peaches. So I'll spend my carbs wisely. One thing I would say, right? If you love rice and you're not about tortillas and you're not about bread and you're not about fruit, then you can probably have a good amount of rice and not worry about it. So let's get over here because I don't want to burn this stuff up.
One thing that'll help you with measuring, right? And you don't have to do this, but if you're like, hey, I do like to eat rice, and if you don't want to go a little overboard, measure 1 cup of rice out.
Yes.
Right? Measure 1 cup of rice and pop that onto your thing. And then Darylyn and Kat said they love potatoes. I know. I see Kat eat her potatoes every night when she posts her meals. She puts them in the air fryer. I see her. I think she does. There she is. Look at you guys. Look at Kat. Look at that meal. Show them your meal. Look at her meal. I'm gonna pin her screen so you guys could see it. So her meal is super balanced. You see the greens. You see the protein. She has shrimp. She has her greens, and she has her potatoes. You see a nice balanced meal. Okay. So now for me, for my greens, I'm going to be doing asparagus, okay? I like to chop them up just like this, and then I'm going to throw them in the oven, and I bake them for about 400 degrees, and I do spray a little bit of this 0 calorie oil. Bake them at 400 degrees. I never set a timer. I just open the oven, and I just like take a little peep there, and then it'll be done, right? So then I put that in there, and then let me put this right here. Aubrey's over here on this side. Whoa. And
she's getting excited about that.
Next is my chicken. So I cooked this chicken. Where did I cook this chicken? What's today? Tuesday. I cooked this chicken on Sunday. I typically cook 2 big, large chicken breasts. I cut them down the middle. And then the way that I season them with iodine, salt. So another thing to always keep in mind, salt is not the enemy. I know sometimes we're like, no salt, no salt, no salt, no salt, but our bodies actually do need that mineral that is called iodine, right? And I don't know if you guys know this, but there's actually studies that show that we're actually, a lot of people may be deficient in iodine. So just know it just depends your quality of salt. So it could be this kind of salt, iodine, or see, it's iodized sea salt. Okay, so it's still a sea salt, and this is what I use to prep my food, or we use pink Himalayan sea salt. And this one, we just refill it, and these are our two forms of salt that we use for our food. And then for my chicken, I do black pepper, I do salt, I do garlic powder, I do paprika, and then I do a chicken poultry seasoning. And this is what it looks like. Right now, I don't look that good because I just popped it out the fridge. But this was 2 chicken breasts. And you see it, I just cooked it on Sunday, excuse me. And this is gonna last me for tomorrow and for my dinner. And I'm probably gonna have to cook a little bit more chicken tomorrow because it's not gonna be enough for dinner. So if you're one of those people like myself that doesn't like eating 5, 6, 7-day-old chicken, just cook 2 chicken breasts at a time, right? Cook 2 chicken breasts, that way it doesn't taste funny, right? And that way it's about a day and a half old, like it's not super like in the fridge a long amount of time, because that's one of the problems that I used to actually order a meal prep service and it would be like too far in advance, or put it in a bag. See, yes, I know Kat does that. She's really great about that. I know Kat gets a Ziploc bag, she seasons it, and then she pops it in the fridge. And when she's ready to cook it, she just pops it onto the pan. So that's even one thing that I'm actually gonna take on, because if I already have 2 packs of chicken in there, might as well do that. And when I'm ready, I just go ahead and cook it. So that's super smart. So next I'm gonna do this, and then I'm just gonna do my greens. And there we go. I have my meal ready for tomorrow, right? For breakfast, I'm gonna have my shake, right? We see our products over there, which I need to fix that cabinet so it looks nicer. So I'm gonna have my shake for breakfast. I usually have a side of fruit with that. I'll either do strawberries or berries or sometimes a banana. And then afterwards for my lunch, I'm gonna have that meal. And then for once I get home, right, I typically have like some Greek yogurt along with some berries, right? And then I'll have my dinner again. So I'll have either dinner or I'll have a shake. Today, I actually opted out for a shake. So I had a strawberry shake for dinner. I was gonna say for breakfast, for dinner. And that's my day, right? And I feel great. And the most important thing to remember, you guys, is that once you start to do this and you start to instill these habits of getting in the habit of meal prepping, and you're not meal prepping just for the result, but you're prepping to start to set up the disciplines of taking care of yourself. It's so easy to not take care of ourselves and put everything else out there first, when it's just like, hey, let's set up the time so that I can be structured, so that I can have my day set, so that I can feel good. Let me go ahead and make this time, right? Maybe it's literally, probably takes me like 45 minutes to an hour to cook this food. So let me set aside an hour so that I'm making sure that I have my meals prepped for tomorrow, that I have everything that I need in order for me to get to my goal. Maybe I said I wanted to drop 5 pounds. Maybe I'm saying that I want to lose 15 pounds. Maybe I want to lose 20, right? Well, the biggest thing that's going to give you the keys to your success inside of your results is going to be what and how it is that you're eating. And the biggest thing is going to be your nutrition. I guarantee you, if you ask some of these people that have been, on the products now for quite some time, that have been like clients or their coaches, they're going to tell you the biggest thing that always changes whenever there's a new result involved in the process, it's going to be your nutrition. It's not going to be the amount of the cardio or this or that. It's going to come down to what it is that you're eating. So now, Aubrey, on the other hand, if you can show them what you did for your greens.
So yes, I know that whole time that she was cooking, I was able to cook this whole meal, and it doesn't take that long. We've only been on maybe like 14 minutes. So
and he's already done for
so
tomorrow.
I've got dinner for tonight, lunch for tomorrow, and my shake after my workout tomorrow, all right here. So I want to show you, if you
he preps his shake.
If you want to grab the computer, I'm gonna show them how.
I'm like so excited. I'm like, let me prep his shake.
You've got 4 burners on here, so use all these. So I've got 2 servings of eggs, right, cooking. I'm gonna eat half tonight. I'm doing breakfast for dinner. The other half is gonna be lunch right here, prepped up, right? I've got that red potatoes I told you, just make double the servings. I've got lunch, right? And I've got dinner. And then for my veggie sausage, which I like this Beyond Meat, instead of cooking 1, I cook 2. It's the same time, right? The same 12 minutes on the burner. You've even got 2 up here if you wanted to do your jasmine rice or you needed to do some of your other vegetables, right? So I'm cooking double or triple the servings because it takes the same amount of time. And then you just, separate it accordingly. If you're going to eat it for dinner, right? I like to do dinner and the following day's lunch together because I like to go kind of one day out for my meal prep. So I've got lunch and dinner done. And then for my shake.
Look at his shake, you guys.
I'm doing spinach and then I already just put my powder mixes in, right? And then I'm going to do a little bit of cinnamon because for me, right, at work, I used to take this in a shaker cup. So for example, like I would take this and just have the powder in it already, like in the bottom. So all I had to do was add water, right? Now I have a blender. You can always get like a magic bullet or a mini blender, like a single, and just find an outlet and plug your stuff in. So you're good for your snacks. So you should feel like when you leave in the morning, this is our bag that we leave the house with. And this is like our
This is our lunch bag.
So we've got lunch for Roxy, lunch for me. We've got our utensil kit, right? And we've got our shake mix. And then any other snacks we might have if she wants to do some fruit or non-fat Greek yogurt. So in the morning, literally grab this, lunch containers and Tupperware, pop, 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 and head out. So you should be able to leave for work in the morning and not have to rely on anything other than your bag and your water for your nutrition all day. So you're set up, you're saving money, you're saving time. Now you got this whole lunch break where you don't have to wait in line.
And you're looking fine.
And you're looking fine. And you're feeling good. So that's really key about that meal prep.
Yes. And it's all, again, you guys, about making time. I know a lot of the times we could get in our head about, well, I don't have time. Listen, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's not about having the time. It's about making the time. Where are you going to fit it in your schedule for you to put yourself first, for you to like say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick to this 6.5 days. Eat clean, you guys, 6.5 days, and then enjoy that one treat meal. If you're eating out one day and then another day and then another day, and then you're having treat meal, I promise you that you're adding a shitload of calories because of the foods outside in the streets, right? And so also a tip for the day that you're doing treat meal. One thing that I do and Aubrey does on treat meal, we still do our day, the normal day that we would do, like if we were going to be on our meal prep and on our plan. We have a shake for breakfast. We have our other meal. I'll still have my a snack, which is usually my Greek yogurt. And then I will typically have, like, let's say a burger, tacos. I try to stay away from pizza. I know pizza is like, I love pizza, you guys, but I try not to do it every single week because pizza has a lot of dough and a lot of cheese and it's just carbs and fat. So even your treat meal, to try to balance it out that it has enough protein. And even sometimes I will still have a shake, depending on what time I got up in the morning, I'll still have a shake to make sure that on the day that I'm having my treat meal, I've had enough protein throughout my day. This is another key tip. It's super crucial. So now
I think her asparagus is done.
my asparagus is done.
And you just chopped that up and did some. So this was the spray oil, right?
Yes.
You remember Roxy talking about? So 10 calories or less.
And I do that chili sauce that has zero calories. And then on this, I like to add this. I don't know about you guys, but back in my day, when I used to eat like crazy, I used to love ranch. Type one in the chat if you used to love, or you like still like it, but you're like, I'm not gonna like ranch on my salads, right? Dip my fries in ranch, my chicken wings in ranch, my chicken strips in ranch, my burger dipped in ranch. I loved ranch, you guys. I grew up on like ranch, everything. My Thea used to be obsessed with ranch, so I was obsessed with ranch. So I have this ranch seasoning, and guess what? It's 0 calories. So I add this to my asparagus and it gives it like that, like almost like ranchy flavor, but it doesn't have all of the calories. And it tastes so good. Like I'll even do the broccoli. I'll throw it in the oven. And then after it gets out, I put this on the top It is so freaking good. So if you are like me and you're a ranch fan, clearly
Your girl loves it. How
you
many
just
calories?
it's,
Zero?
it's
No?
0 calories.
Nice.
So you can add, look at that.
That looks bomb.
And I'm gonna put my chicken in there.
So you're always at every meal having, remember, protein, carbs, and vegetable, right? So you want to have that trifecta. If you're doing your second meal of the day, right, maybe you're still hungry at night, you can just do your protein and veggie, right? So you're keeping that good fiber, but you always want to have your protein in every meal, but you always want to have it combined around good fiber. So it's, able to absorb the protein from your, your meal, and then your carbohydrate in your day. Usually with lunch, try to have your carbs close to your activities, right? Maybe it's your gym workout, right? Because then you can utilize the carbohydrates in your movement and then also use them into absorbing into your muscles. So we've got a few minutes as we have some questions, and she's all done. So if you got any questions, right, go ahead and type it in the chat or come off mute. We got a few more minutes.
Guys, I wish I had them too, but I also used to love to drink like sodas. I used to love drinking Sprites. I used to love chugging the Nest teas, those teas, the brisk iced teas. I used to chug those too as a kid. I used to love grape soda. These are going to be your options. There's also a brand of soda called Zevia. Yeah, it's Zevia, Zevia. I think Kat also drinks it a lot, just like myself. I need to get some at the grocery store, but it's 0 calories. And even with this, you can add the aloe, and it's going to taste so like good. So again, on this new journey of building new habits and building new goals, right? It's all about just finding creative ways of how to still enjoy food, right? How to find ways to spice up your food, like I do with this sauce, right? Like I do with that ranch seasoning. But at the end of the day, all the little things, right, that I've learned and the habits that I've developed over the years, they're supporting me and helping me stay in the best shape of my life.
Yeah,
right?
So we got some questions in there. And remember, you guys, in 30 minutes, you've got Coach Grace doing our lower body workout. So be ready for that. You got your nutrition mindset. Now you got to get your fitness. So one of the questions, what do you put on your red potatoes? So as I'm cooking it, I continue to spray the low calorie sprayer. So it gets that, moisturization. I don't like dry potatoes. And then this is one of my favorites right here. This is called Badia. I don't know if you guys have this at every grocery store, but this Badia Complete is 0 calorie. And it has a mixture of different seasonings. This is probably my favorite one. This is like a seasonal. And then garlic powder. I don't do garlic salt because I do the salt, right? The iodized sea salt or the regular pink salt. And then also, I'm going to tell you guys, I don't know, because in California, we didn't have these, but maybe you have something similar. You go to a Home Goods. So a Home Goods has a bunch of kind of like special seasonings, kind of like this one. So this one has a grinder at the top.
It's called Chili Lover.
There's a few different ones, but it has a grinder at the top so you can kind of fresh grind it. There's like a black pepper one to kind of find out the mix you like, because the seasoning, the potatoes by themselves don't have a lot of flavor. But as you find your seasonings that you like, that will help you to want them more. So those are some of the ones. Great question.
Yeah. And then there was a right here. For a shake, since I'm doing the 3-day trial, or are we able to put almond milk and ice instead of water ice? We always recommend to do them with water. You don't really need the milk, because if you think about it, with the almond milk, you're again adding more calories. If you look at almond milk, it's not actually high in protein. It actually has a lot of sugar. So you want to make sure that you're looking at the back of it and seeing how much sugar does it have, right? How many calories does it have? And the shakes, if you actually do the water and if you blend it enough, it will get a milky consistency.
You can add some cinnamon, spinach, or blueberries. Those are the 3 best low calorie boosters.
Yeah.
Not banana, not peanut butter. Those are high calorie.
So what are the portions that you need? So if you have, and you can get a scale, right? You can do 4 to 6 ounces of chicken, right? You could do your 1 cup of your carbs and about 2 cups of veggies. Always more veggies, right? So that's typically like what you want to stick to, and just making sure that you're having your protein with every single meal, right? Protein in all your meals is going to be key, because one of the things is our bodies store fat, but they don't store protein. So that's why as people age, and if you look at people aging, right, you start to see them actually start to come down and get a lot smaller, because most people actually lack protein in their diets. It's easy to get the carbs and it's easy to get the fats, right? So we want to make sure that we're having the adequate amount of protein every single day. And if you're like, how much protein?
And every meal, but also every snack and shake. So every time you eat, every 2 to 3 hours, not just like lunch as a meal, but your breakfast, your mid-morning snack, everything with protein in it. You want to go for the sweet spot is if it's a snack, 15 grams of protein or more. Ideally is over 20. And here's a great
like
example
this is
of that.
I do a yogurt. I love yogurt. So this is the one that I have. So I have the Oikos 000, and it has 15 grams of protein. So I do this. And if you look at two, there's 0 sugar added. There's 0 artificial sweetener, 0% fat. So this is the best yogurt, and it has the 15 grams of protein. So I'm looking to have protein that I'm not adding all these unnecessary, what do you call it? Calories. And what was the thing that I was saying? And then if you're like, hey, how much protein should I take? 1 gram per your body weight. So if you weigh 130 pounds, and you want to shoot for 125 to 130 grams of protein
if you're
a day.
wanting to gain muscle. If you're on a weight loss, it's a little under, maybe about 0.75. You can actually go to your coach's Herbalife site, just ask your coach, and they have a wellness profile, which also lets you know your protein goal. Or you can search on Google Herbalife lean protein estimator. We'll put the link in the weekend results, where you put in your height, your weight, and your gender, and it'll tell you how much protein you need for your size, right? And really it's going to be important. That's why the shakes help so much. If you're doing your 2 shakes a day at 24 grams of protein a shake, right? That's almost 50 grams of protein knocked out. So let's say you need 100 grams of protein a day, right? Just for easy numbers. That means you only have to cover up the other 50 with your other meals and snacks, right? You keep it simple, right? And that's why the Herbalife shakes make it so simple, right? For me, I want even more protein because I do want to gain muscle. So I even add egg whites to my shake. I get them in the cart, not like the literal egg white, to my shake to add a few more grams of protein for my shake. That really helps me.
So the Oikos 000, how many calories? It only has, I believe, if it's the right one, 120 calories.
120 calories.
15 grams of protein. And then when dropping weight, do you add something to your yogurt like fruits? Yes. So for, even if you're trying to drop weight, the biggest thing to always remember is just like, you want to stick to fruit. If you're going to do fruit, strawberries, berries, blackberries, and blueberries.
Berries are lower calorie.
Yeah, they're going to be lower in calorie, lower sugar. So if you do, you can add some of those. So blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, and one more that I said that I can't, raspberries too.
Awesome.
Yep. Any other questions? Is that yes? What are the perfect?
Any other questions before we end out on this week's nutrition class? Got it. Okay.
So like for so for like our shake, so like since I'm doing a 3-day trial, so I would just do, can you put almond milk or just use water instead for it?
For your shake with your 3-day trial? Best is going to be water, right? Almond milk isn't bad, but you probably think that almond milk tastes good because you're probably drinking the high sugar almond milk, because if you had the no sugar almond milk, you'd be like, this tastes nasty.
Gotcha.
Almonds naturally aren't sweet. So when almond milk is sweet, it's because of the added sugar. So best is going to be water and ice. If you like a little bit sweeter taste, cinnamon will make it taste sweeter. Spinach makes it creamier. It doesn't really change the taste a lot. I usually blend my shakes with spinach because it's just an extra way to get more greens throughout my day. And then blueberries will give you a little bit more antioxidants. So that's the only 3 boosters I really recommend for people with their smoothies. No almond milk, no peanut butter, no bananas. With great question.
And then just always, whenever you're going to just have something, always look at the back. I remember when I used to look at the back of labels, it kind of, to be honest, before I knew how to read labels, they were they would overwhelm me. I would see, like, if I would go to the grocery store and I would see, oh, it says healthy and organic and zero, blah, 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 right? Especially like on a bag of chips. I'm like, oh, I could eat this. And I would have a whole bag, not knowing how to read the back, and which is important, right? Because if we look at, like, I'm going to show you guys, this is just for treat meal. We don't eat this during the week. I'm going to show you guys this bag.
And then also, what really helps is going to be understanding your portion sizes, because for like Roxy, I couldn't just have 3 chips. I was having a whole bag. Like if it was a bag, it was start to finish.
So like Doritos, right? For 12 chips, right?
Who eats 12 chips?
I used to think it said 150 calories. Oh, I could have
For
this
that
whole
whole
bag.
bag.
No, you can't. So what
Nobody
you do,
ate 12 chips.
it's going to tell you the serving size. So you look at the serving size and it says about 12 chips. If you want to get real serious and go ahead and weigh it out, and weigh out 28 grams. And that is one serving of Doritos for 150 calories, right? So again, it's not that things are bad or that things are like super healthy. It's all about having things in moderation and always being mindful of how much it is you're consuming. So for example, avocados. How many of you love avocados? Type a 1 in the chat. I know I love avocados. But if you have a full thing of avocado, it's going to be way too much fats. It's going to be way too much calories. So you want to have about a quarter of this. So about this much, right? If you're going to have some avocado. So again, I used to think that because it's healthy, I can have a lot of it. I can have a lot of almonds. I can have a lot of this, but then you're having too much in excess of whatever that is. So
if your goal is weight loss, right? If your goal is weight loss, you got to remember, it's all about controlling your calories. Somebody asked, what shake flavor do you mix with the spinach? I usually do, you can mix it with any flavor, but you know, one of my favorites is strawberry banana. That's what I'm actually having right now. And that's another tip. If you're like, man, I love bananas, right? Add a scoop of banana caramel in, because a scoop is only 45 calories.
And for my people that love chips, here's a great alternative. I love to eat chips. So one of the things I get at the grocery store, I get these Seaweed Snacks, and they come in sesame, they come in wasabi, they come in different flavors, like different seasoning. And for half of this pack, it's only 25 calories. So I'd rather have this throughout the week. If I'm having a certain craving, right? I'd rather have 25 calories than do a whole serving of those, because currently for me right now, my goals are to get the definition, get my waist smaller, be more defined, be more toned, because summer is around the corner, right? So we're trying to look sexy in the summer. So therefore, I'm clear that my results don't happen in July. My results are happening right now. So for those of you, like, you know, working towards your goals, just know that every day you're building momentum. Either you're building momentum towards your goals or you're not building momentum.
Yeah, it's like a bank account. You're either adding to it or taking away. Fat is like a reverse bank account that you don't want to save too much, right? You want to like have it be negative, right? It's kind of like the reverse. And just during this class, like you guys, it can be so short. Dinner's ready, lunch for tomorrow, and my shake. And
it's 9:08.
So definitely, also we do have a meal prep guide, which if you are a VIP member with us, you will get access to. So ask your coach about it. If you're on your 7-day challenge, right? When you upgrade and you want to get the products at home, you'll be able to get that too. You guys keep it up this week. We are officially starting the Fit in February challenge on Monday. And let me
tell you guys too, as you're meal prepping and you incorporate these products, you're going to be saving time. You're going to be saving money.
Yeah.
And you're going to be getting amazing results. And like, you're going to feel so good that you're going to be like, I can't believe I didn't jump on this like way sooner.
So definitely also don't keep this a secret. Right? You see this amazing community, you see these amazing results. Who do you know that could benefit from getting access to education, inspiration, motivation, and community? Right? Is it a friend? Is it a family? Is it a coworker? Right? They can still join right now, all the way till Sunday for free. Just get with your coach about how to get them plugged into the 7-day free, right? So they can experience the two, and maybe you guys even stay in for our full 21-day challenge together, because there's nothing like getting results.
Which we actually have starting, and let me show you guys right now. Here it is. Here it is. You guys are not ready for this. You guys like my little tunes? Aubrey clearly is not a fan.
She's not melodic.
Here it is.
There it
Bam!
is. Ooh, fit for February.
Fit for February, you guys. This challenge is going to start on Monday. It is a 21-day challenge. So if you join the chat, you were like, what are all these results? Like, what is going on? They just completed the 21-day challenge. So the 21-day challenge, you're going to get access to all of this. And then also there's going to be raffles. There's going to be a whole lot of fun stuff going on in the 21 days. And if you just want to see like, what can you do in these 21 days? Like it takes 21 days to build a habit. And that's where we start with the 21 days. That's why we're such fanatics of the 21-day challenge, because we see people get amazing results in 21 days. And if you know that you can get a result in 21 days, you just keep doing a 21-day over and over and over.
Marathon.
It's like a marathon. You just keep on going. But the 21 days is a perfect place to start. So if you are in the 7-day right now, ask your coach, hey, listen, how can I go ahead and get set up? That way you get your products for the challenge. That way you get the meal plan. You get everything that you're going to need in order for you to be successful in your results. And then just to share with you guys, right? I don't think we did this in the very beginning, but listen, you guys, I actually been on my journey now for, it's been 9 years. In December, it'll be 10 years that I actually got started on these Herbalife products. This is how I started. So if you see me on the left, I was 24 years old at the time. I'm currently 33 years old. I'm going to be 34. I feel freaking amazing. I feel so much better. And one of the biggest things that I'm so grateful for that I've learned throughout this whole journey is how to have ownership and total control over the way that I look and over the way that I feel. I have total ownership and control over my body, over my mind. And that's something that you guys, that once you start on this journey, that nothing or no one could take away from you. There's nobody could take that away for you, because once you start to develop the disciplines and the habits of prepping your meals, working out, like your water, you start to build, number one, mental strength. And then number two, it starts to show not only on your physical results, but on how you feel on the inside. Yep. And when you feel good, you do good in life. You can't feel good and not do good, right? So it all goes hand in hand. So just message the person that invited you to the challenge and ask them like, hey, how can I go ahead and get started?
Yes. And remember, tonight we have Zoom camp in about 15 minutes. Tomorrow morning, we also have core Zoom camp with Coach V at 6 a.m. on the West Coast, 9 a.m. on the East Coast. Thursday night, we are launching the winners of the January Jump Off Challenge and officially launching the Fit for February Challenge. So you get the passcode. That flyer will be in the chat as well. And then Friday morning, we have Coach Daryl.
And Thursday, you have a workout with me.
Thursday night, I forgot, is Roxy's workout. Mystery, she hasn't released what she's doing yet. That's gonna be at 5:30.
We're gonna do lower body and core with some upper. It's gonna be a total body workout.
5:30 on the West Coast, 8:30 on the East Coast on Thursday night. So you're getting two things on Thursday, and then Friday morning full body with Coach Darylyn from New York at 6 a.m. on the West Coast and 9 a.m. on the East Coast. So you got something every single day to get those results. So let's go ahead and take everybody off mute. And we will see you guys soon. On the Zoom camp.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Let's get it.
This right here, fire.